Hello, thank you very much for watching. I'm John Windsor-Cunningham. This video is about how to analyse a scene or an audition speech. And if you don't like the word analyse or the sound of the word analyse because it sounds like thinking too much about the lines you've got to say, well, I just mean how to understand exactly what the damn lines you've got to say mean. There are many ways of doing this. You can ask yourself why a character is doing whatever they're doing, why they're jealous, and just think it through and work it out. Or you can think about what the objective in the speech or the scene is, what they're really aiming at if they're talking to this person but really trying to seduce them. Or you can look at the subtext of what a line has got underneath it. So if you've got a line like, "I love you," the line quite probably means, "Do you love me?" And then there's research, so that if you're playing a nurse in a scene, you might want to look up how nurses are trained to speak to patients. But there's one particular way of looking at lines, of understanding them, which in order to understand, it may be helpful if I tell you a story I heard from Anthony Hopkins. Anthony Hopkins was sitting at a table with a group of actors about to read the first scene of a play, sitting down the first time together, and he was answering all sorts of questions about the difficulty of acting. And he said, sometimes at a first reading, there will be people here, even at a reading of a screenplay, which sometimes happens, where some actors in the room. And everyone's welcome to work on the play or a scene any way they want to, if it works for them. But there'll be sometimes people who've read the entire play 20 times, the entire thing. And he said, I don't understand that. I just don't understand it, because everyone's welcome to work in their own way, but it wouldn't enter my head. It wouldn't enter my head. It wouldn't enter my head to do that, to read a script in advance 20 times, because it wouldn't enter my head to turn up at a first rehearsal of a play or a film without having read it at least 120 times. And we were sitting around and we thought, what the hell's he talking about? How can you read something 120 times? Really? And two things struck me. One was that maybe if the other actors around him were able to study their script 120 times, they'd be as good as he is. And the other was, how the hell do you do it? And this particular way that I want to push now, of analysing a script, of understanding what the lines mean, is a very simple idea, but it may help. And it's to work out what is the most important word in each line. If you don't do it, then you're probably hitting lots of words in that line, which is going to make it rather boring, apart from not really understanding it. So that, for instance, the line from a TV series here, it's a lawyer's office, and one lawyer turns to another and says, how does John's mother know if her son is innocent? How does John's mother know if her son is innocent? But to get at the depth of the line, to understand it, you have to read it quite a few times. Quite a few times. Just this line on its own. So it can be, how does John's mother know that her son is innocent? Or, how does John's mother know that her son is innocent? Or, how does John's mother know her son is innocent? Or, how does John's mother know her son is innocent? The police. Does the sound of a police car in the background inspire any thoughts at all? When we hear a police siren like that, there's one moment when we first hear it. Yes, it's irritating, maybe, all the time it's there, but it's the first moment that stands out. It varies in any way. I'm just picking at any possible thing to push this idea at you that really, if you've got a very long sentence, and it's going on like the one I'm saying now, there's really only going to be one point in the sentence, however long it does go on, where a particular word needs emphasizing. Not a particular word needs emphasizing. So that's the point. Look at sentences, find out what is the most important word in them, because if you're not doing that, you probably don't understand the sentence. There's only ever one word that is the most important word in a sentence. Of course, you've still got to make it truthful. I'm not just saying pick or choose the word in the line and then hit it and it'll be real. You've got to find what that truth is. Or you've got to know that you're turning around to the other lawyer in the office and saying, how does John's mother know if her son is innocent? Or however you want to say it. Just look at scripts. If you're not hitting the most important word in the line, in the sentence each time, then what the hell are you doing? There cannot be more than one important word in a sentence. There can't be. I can be terribly ill and due for an important operation in a hospital tomorrow, and finding it very difficult to get hold of my best friend in New York to speak to, because I may not be alive to speak to her again, and I may have many other thoughts on my mind. But there will be one thing which matters more than anything, and that will be that I've already spoken to her. And when you say the sentence with just the word spoken in it, it's wonderful. If you hit all the other things firmly as much as that, they won't be. Okay? Thanks. Thanks very much for watching. I am not going into hospital tomorrow. And I don't need, as far as I know, any operation.